I promised you guys a rogue guide upon hitting Gladiator. And look at that. We have arrived to Gladiator status. The Gladiator Roastmaster X is here for a rogue guide. Alright? Look at that, man. First thing, if you want to get Gladiator on a rogue, you go to the Legion class hall, you go to Kelsey Steel Spark, and you buy Dirty Tricks Volume 1 Detection. This is going to teach you the detection ability, and you can spam it, and it looks cool. You're not going to hit Gladiator if you don't look really cool. That is step number 1, okay? Step number 1. Step 2, you need a cool transmog. Thunder Fury, preferably. It's in Molten Core. It'll take anywhere from 3 to 6 months to farm the Thunder Fury, but it is going to help your process in pushing to Gladiator or even to rank 1, okay? And with that, we can get started. Now, talent trees. Here we are. First row, pre-med. 100% lock in. Don't even look at the other two ever. Okay, next tree, Night Stalker, Subterfuge, Shadow Focus. Now this is actually a tricky one. I played Night Stalker all the way from 0 to 2800 Gladiator, okay? I talked to Waz. I talked to my friend Explicit. You know, I even talked to my friend Palu Moore. I tried messaging my friend Peekaboo. He didn't reply. Unfortunate. But it's okay. Night Stalker is a very good talent to go here. Subterfuge works, all right? Palomore actually plays a lot of Subterfuge up at 3K and higher ratings, okay? 3200. It's really good. I talked to Calvish, and Calvish actually says Shadow Focus isn't bad. You can play any of the three, although I must say, most super high rated sub-rogues right now play with Night Stalker. Night Stalker is going to make you quicker, and it's going to make you deal more damage. It is nerfed to only 8% more damage in PvP. The downside is if you get knocked out of stealth, you don't have that little buff duration from Subterfuge to actually get cheap shots off, and your Shadow Dances are a little bit shorter. Personally, if I'm going to suggest, I would just suggest playing with Night Stalker, getting used to it, because you're going to be doing more damage with Night Stalker. But hey, if you want to do Subterfuge, I don't think it's bad. And if you want to mess around with Shadow Focus, go for it. I haven't really seen too many people mess around with it except Calvish. But Calvish is insane, and he says you can do it. So this is a really, it's like a kind of a free-for-all. Let's lock in Night Stalker. Next row. To be completely honest, most games you're going to be going Deeper Stratagem. Why? Deeper Stratagem is going to give you a 6 combo point kidney shot instead of a 5 combo point kidney shot, which means your kidney shot's going to be 7 seconds. In my opinion, this is OP. This should be nerfed. Blizzard, if you're watching this, Deeper Stratagem should not work on kidney shot. This is ridiculous. 7-second stun is way too long. Nerf this, okay? But it's in the game, so might as well use it. All right, so I use Deeper Stratagem against almost everything, especially things that can be Orc, because Orcs have reduced stun reduction built in. Mark for Death, I use against fast-paced matchups. What are those? RMP mirrors, Rogue Mage 2v2 mirrors. Anytime I'm fighting sub-rogues, I can sometimes think about Mark for Death against non-Orc teams. Non-Orc teams might be something like against like a Ret Paladin. If we're gonna kill the Ret Pally, well, we know Pallies can't be Orcs. If we're gonna kill Pally, then we could maybe go with Mark for Death, because we don't need that extra second. And Mark for Death helps you with Mark for Death Abyss, Mark for Death Kidney. It makes you have a much better opener. Now, Mark for Death in Rogue Mage 2s almost all the time. Why? Because Rogue Mage 2s is fast-paced. You need that good opener, right? So Mark for Death lock in Rogue Mage 2s, Deeper Stratagem in 3s, when you can have more time to build combo points and you get that extra second on kidneys. So I'd say like 99% of the time in 3s, we're going Deeper Stratagem, all right? In 2s, Rogue Mage 2s, Mark for Death. Now, if you're playing Rogue Priest 2s, so a slower matchup, you have time, you have a healer, you can play Deeper Stratagem and Rogue Priest 2s. Okay? Mark for Death, fast gameplay. Deeper Stratagem, slower, but you're going to have longer stuns. Okay, next. Elusiveness, Cheat for Death, Soothing Dark. I actually play all 3 of them. Elusiveness is the base lock-in. You're playing 3s, you're traveling the world, doing your thing. Elusiveness. It's going to make your feint, give you a shield wall. This thing is awesome. Okay? Cheat Death. I play it in the Rogue Mage. Why? Because I'm not trying to die 100-0 in a shadowy duel. Alright? Cheat Death is going to help me not die. Rogue Mage, maybe against other cheesy comps like Ret Rogue or Windwalker Rogue, anything that's just trying to cheese you, I play Cheat Death against, okay? Soothing Darkness, always locked in for Rogue Mage 2s, except if you're fighting another Rogue Mage. Okay, so if I'm playing Rogue Mage 2s, Soothing Darkness is going to heal me a lot in stealth, in dams. It's going to give me sustain. It's really good. Soothing Darkness against every comp in 2s, except if you're fighting a Rogue Mage Mirror, then play Cheat Death. Now, if you're playing Rogue with a healer, so Rogue Priest 2s or Rogue Druid 2s, that's when you lock in Elusiveness, okay? So just to be clear, if you're playing with a healer, play Elusiveness. If you're playing without a healer, play Soothing Darkness. And if you're playing into something that's trying to cheese you, like Rogue Mage in a duel, Cheat Death. Next, Shot in the Dark, Night Terrors, and Prey in the Weak. Prey in the Weak lock in 100% of the time. Easy clap. I actually think Shot in the Dark isn't bad, but I think Prey in the Weak is too good to give up. Enveloping Shadows, Alacrity, Dark Shadow. We're going with Enveloping Shadows every time. That extra dance charge is huge, and you can get more Shadow Dances built up with that Enveloping Shadows. Master of Shadows, Secret Technique, and Shuriken Tornado. We got the Master of Shadows to gain energy every time we're dancing. If you don't have this, I know it's blocked by my camera, but it's right here. Just imagine it like right over my head. It's really good to use this while dancing, so you have that extra energy to do your burst, okay? PvP talents, Smoke Bomb Duel, Dismantle, Auto Lock-In. You can change up Dismantle against enemies that you don't need to disarm, okay? Like a Feral, like Double Caster. It's really good against Warriors. It's really good against Rogues. Not as good against Outlaw Rogues. Really good against Sub-Rogues. Really decent against Asa. Now, these get tricky. Maneuverability against like a Frost Mage Demo Lock, right? I can't move, I need that extra sprint, okay? Silhouette, I love in 2v2. When I'm playing Rogue Mage against like Windwalker Disc Priest, Silhouette, I can just continually step to friendly targets and they can never touch me because Shadow Step's cooldown's reduced by like almost 70%. It's so fun. Silhouette in 3s against Jungle is also really nice, right? To help you survive. If you're fighting something where you don't need Dismantle, but you want extra damage, you can play it Thick as Thieves, okay? And this Tricks is gonna help your teammate do increased damage so you can burst harder, okay? And that's pretty much it. So it's either gonna be Dismantle, Tricks, Maneuverability, or Silhouette, okay? And Shadowy Duel and Bomb are almost always lock-ins. There are some instances in which you'll drop it. Maybe against an Unholy Death Knight. If you're killing the Death Knight, you can drop Bomb and go Tricks. I guess it's called Thick as Thieves, but you know, Tricks of the trade. And the thought process behind this is like, we want a little bit more damage. We need the Dismantle to kill the DK. And we don't really necessarily need the Smoke Bomb to kill because we can do cross CC, right? So you can mess around with it like that. I'd say 95% of games you're locking is Bomb Duel Dismantle, right? And it's like, okay, I'm fighting something I don't need Dismantle against. You take your pick between Maneuverability, Tricks, and Silhouette, depending on what you're fighting, okay? Those are the PvP talents. Next, moving on to Conduits, all right? Conduits here. I'm auto-locking in Pelagos, okay? We're doing Combat Meditation, Quick Decisions, File, Cloaked in Shadows, Bond of Friendship, Deeper Daggers, Recuperator, Let Go of the Past, Peekaboo, Planned Execution, Path of the Devoted, Rush Setup, and Newfound Resolve. Easy clap. Now, you do switch to Clea at really high ratings versus Jungle. Clea has something called Ascendant File, which gives you immunity to curse, disease, poisons, and bleeds. So once you go to super high MMR, you want to switch to Clea to get Ascendant File, so you can counter Jungle, and you can even use it against Asarogues and 2s, so you can counter bleed classes, so Asarogues and Ferals. I don't have Clea unlocked, so I did create this little soul bind calculator here. If you guys do want to unlock Clea, or you already have Clea unlocked, this is what we're looking with. All right, Valiant Strikes, Cloaked in Shadows, File, Rush Setup, Cleansing Rites, Recoup, Prepared for All, Resonant Accolades, Planned Execution, Hope Springs Eternal, Quick Decisions, and Lighten the Path, okay? Light the path. So that's if you want to unlock Clea. I personally haven't done it. Obviously, you can hit Glad without Clea, but if you really want to min-max, I thought we would include that. Now, stat priority for the gear, guys, is going to be versatility and mastery. All right, versatility, mastery. I guess I kind of overlooked also. I am Kyrian. All right, I am Kyrian. I think Kyrian for sub-rogue is the best. You can play Venthyr and go for cheese builds. I'm not cheesing, all right? I'm trying to win the game honestly, all right? We're not trying to do cheese, one trick, shadowy dual Venthyr kills. Nah, bro. Kyrian. We'll go over why a little bit later. Versatility mastery is the stat prio. However, we are playing with 4-set. This 4-set is insane. So since we get the 4-set, our stats are going to be kind of all over the place. You know, we're going to get a little bit of haste, a little bit of crit, but verse mastery is what we're aiming for. Ideal stats, we're looking for about 80% mastery and about 33% verse. Maybe a bit more or a bit less, okay? Now, I have full mastery gems, full mastery enchants. But yeah, this 2-set and the 4-set are so good, okay? The extra Shadow Blades from Shadow Strike on the 2-set, fine, good. But this 4-set is so good. The reason why it's so good is because your finishing moves have a 3% chance per combo point, all right? Now, Echoing Reprimand makes it so you have 7 combo point finishers. So 7 times 3, quick math, 21, right? It's got to be 21. 21% chance per finisher to cast a Shadow Strike of it up to 5 enemies within 15 yards. So you're probably thinking two things. Well, one, you're thinking that's going to break CC. It actually doesn't. It's smart. It doesn't break CC. The second thing you're thinking is, well, it's just a Shadow Strike. That's probably not much damage, and that's true. But what it does is it gives you full combo points instantly against most teams. If you're fighting a DK and it procs, you hit the DK, you hit the pet, you hit the lock, you hit the priest or whatever, you're going to get full combo points. So you 7 point of this, and then you have another 7 combo points or 6 combo points if you're playing deeper strat into another 6 point abyss, and sometimes it'll proc twice in a row. So you can just do eviscerate and do another eviscerate. Sometimes it'll proc 3 times in a row. Eviscerate, eviscerate, eviscerate. I've even had it proc 4 times in a row, and you just kill someone. You just mark for death kidney, eviscerate, 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 and they're just dead. My point is, this thing is insane. 21% chance. All right, if you have 5 combos, you know, 15%. If you have 6, it's 18. You see what I'm saying here, guys? It's pretty solid. Next, I'm playing with the Resonator. I do think the on-use trinket is okay. I actually like it a lot, but I have some intel from a lot of high-rated sub-rogues that the Resonator is just really solid. So I've been playing with the Resonator. Now, I am playing Human. The ideal race for a rogue is actually Orc, and you would play Trinket with Orc. With Human, you can play Relentless with Will to Survive, or in the Rogue Mate, as Rogue Mate choose, I've just been playing Medallion anyway. So I have Medallion and Will to Survive. And I just have both of these options for when I am stunned, okay? So that's pretty much the stat priority, the gear, the trinkets. I do have the dagger in the main hand because you need a dagger, right, for backstab. You know, you need the dagger as that sub-rogue. In the offhand, we have that fist weapon. Why? Because it has verse mastery, but really why? So we can transmog Thunder Fury, okay? This is a big deal for pushing rating on the rogue, so definitely want to transmog that Thunder Fury. And for legendaries, we're going to be using Unity and Finality, all right? Unity is going to make Echoing Reprimand have 4 combo points instead of 1, which is really good, so you can get more 7-point eviscerates. And Finality is going to make it so you get Eviscerate Rupture, you don't really use Black Powder too much. Increases the damage of your next use finishing move by 25. So when you Evis into another Evis, it can be huge. All right, Finality and Unity. Now, the part of the guide that most of you guys are probably watching for starts right here. And that is the rotation, the play style, how to set up kills, and how that works. And I'm gonna do my best. And the reason why this part of the guide gets a little tricky is because every go looks a little bit different. That's what makes WoW fun. That's what makes sub-rogue difficult. Why? Well, it depends on Echoing Reprimand RNG. It depends on combo point RNG. It depends if people trinket. It depends, every single global depends on what your enemies do. So essentially, to play a sub-rogue at high level, you need to keep your eyes peeled And if someone trinkets, you're gonna blind the trinket or sap the trinket or kidney the trinket or bomb or just stop the go and go for a re-stealth and go again. Every single go is gonna look a little bit different, but that's what makes it so fun. Okay, that's what makes it so fun. So general kind of like rotation here. Okay, general rotation here, man. There's so many different ways you can do damage as a sub rogue. You have Mark for Death and Deeper Stratagem. If you're playing Mark for Death, you can open with Mark for Death Kidney. Now let me just say, most of the time in this expansion, you kill with kidney shots on the kill target. In the past, you would put kidney shot on the healer and cheap shot the guy you're trying to kill, and then you would CC off the kidney. You don't do that anymore. You kidney the kill target with cheap shots on the off targets. So at go might look like you cheap shot one guy, blind one guy, and kidney the kill target. And hopefully you'd have some type of pre-CC on the kill target, like a pre-sheep, pre-DB, so that kill target doesn't see what's happening and then vanish, or blade storm, or whatever. Okay, so that's gonna be a general go. So kidney shot on the kill target, right? If you're playing Mark for Death, out of stealth, your first opener can just be Mark for Death kidney. By the way, you want to put crippling and wound on. I have a little tell me one here. You want to put the kidney on the kill target, and you want to CC the off targets. Now, if you Mark for Death kidney, you have a lot of options, okay? You have Shadow Dance. You have Resonator. You have Blades. You have Symbols of Death. And you have Echoing Reprimand. In terms of damage dealers. In terms of CC, you have Blind. You have Smoke Bomb. You have Duel. You have Saps. And you have your mages or your pre-CC. You always want to get CC before you're doing that kidney shot on the kill target. Ideally, you want to pre-sheep the kill target, get that CC, kidney, and that's going to force a good amount of cooldowns. Now, if you want to do max possible damage, you're going to use everything, okay? You're going to pop Blades. You're going to Mark for Death kidney the kill target. You're going to throw down Resonator. You're going to Dance. You're going to Echoing Reprimand and Symbols. And then you're going to try to hit your blue combo points with Eviscerate. If you don't have a blue combo point, you're going to Shadow Strike. If you get to a blue combo point from Echoing Reprimand, you're going to Eviscerate. If you're full on combo points, you Eviscerate anyway. So it's a combination of Shadow Strike if you're not on a blue combo point, Eviscerate if you are on a blue combo point, Eviscerate if you're max combo points. If they trinket, all of that goes out the window. You need the read cheap shot because you need to keep the enemy stunned. If you kidney and they trinket, cheap shot first priority. If you kidney and they don't trinket, Eviscerate if you're on a blue combo point. All right? If you're not on a blue combo point, Shadow Strike. Now, if you don't have Echoing Reprimand, then you just do that same thing without the blue combo points. So if you're full combos, you Evis. If they trinket, you cheap shot. If you want to build more combos, you Shadow Strike. That's essentially the rotation, okay? That's essentially the rotation. Once again, you can either decide to Resonator or decide to Blades. All right, pretty much every go you're gonna Symbols because it's 30-second cooldown, and every go you're gonna Dance because you have 2 charges, plus you can rebuild dances. Almost every go you can Echoing Reprimand, 45-second cooldown. There's gonna be some goes without it, okay? So it's maybe kind of like every other go kind of a thing with the Echoing Reprimand, okay? So if you wanna go wild, you wanna go absolutely ham, you just Mark for Death kidney, throw down every single button on the blue combo points. We build, we restun again. I mean, you like that combo right there. All right, we have Blades, we have Slice, Resonator, Symbols. I mean, dude, like you'd 100 out anything right there. All right, it'd be absolutely ridiculous. And then you just see when I land on those blue combo points or a max, I'm eviscerating, and when I'm not, I'm using Shadow Strike to continue to build combo points. That's the sub rogue rotation, okay? But it's different every single time. You also might need to use a global, like say this is the healer, this is the guy you're killing, the healer trinkets, boom, I need to blind the healer. Okay, healer trinkets the blind, you can go for a sap on the trinket or a bomb or a duel on the healer, right? So the rotation is always changing. You don't want to get too tunnel vision on just doing damage. Damage is good, but there's always something different that can happen every single global. Okay, so let's kind of go over that again because it is a lot. So what are you actually doing here? Say you're playing now Deeper Stratagem. You don't have Mark for Death. In the opener, what do? Well, an opener without Mark for Death is gonna look a little worse. You know, you're gonna start stealth. you can maybe sap something. Okay, I can't sap target dummies, but say you sap something. A lot of the times what you can do is like cheap shot something just to build combo points. You build some combo points. Of course the cheap shot was immune, so I would be full combos already. And then you step Kinney to another kill target into a smoke bomb or a blind. So you can cheap shot something, build, blind them, swap with a Kinney, right? So it's a little bit slower of an opener. Now mid game with deeper stratagem, all you have to do is build combo points before the go. Okay, so you want to get 6 combo points and then say, hey teammates, are you ready to go? And then hopefully they're like, yeah dude. And then you do something like sheep the kill target, blind the healer, or sheep the kill target, DB sheep the healer, chastise fear the third guy, kidney the kill target. All right, once you throw the kidney on the kill target, once again, maybe you want to do a go without resonator. We'll just kidney shot, echoing reprimand, full point of vis, build, 7 point of vis, build, read cheap shot, a vis, build, and that would be the go, right? So it's something just like that. 2 things I want to mention, combo point builders besides eviscerate. We have rupture, we have slice and dice. Rupture, you almost never use in rogue mage because you want to pre-CC the target. Rupture is going to get taken off from a sheep. It's going to break a dragon's breath. It pretty much screws over everything. So you don't really need to use it unless you're dueling a rogue in a 1v1 situation, or you're playing with like a healer and you're trying to min-max damage, which in that case it's also good. But in rogue mage 3s, you pretty much never use it. Rogue mage 2s, you pretty much never use it. Slice and dice. Now, pre-slicing is good because if you do get pre-med, you get a free slice when you enter stealth or dance, right? But if you already have slice active, you get 2 extra combos, which is awesome. So if you can pre-slice, it's good, but it's not necessary and it's not something you want to freak out about. It's only 2 combos. So and you have echoing reprimand, so it's not that big of a deal. But if you can pre-slice, it is good. So if you have like an extra 2, you have an extra second, you just pre-slice 3 points off, get 24 seconds of slice, rebuild up to 6 combos, and that's not going to ruin your go. Go for it. You'll get some extra combos on the go, and you'll burst just a little bit harder. All right, so yeah, once again, throughout a go, you're gonna do something like this. You're building combos. You have the slice. You're like, hey guys, ready to go? And they're like, yeah. So you run to the healer, you dance, cheap shot, step, kidney, and then you can pop all the damage you want. Like this would be every single button right here. Eviscerate on the blue combo points. Actually, I got pretty unlucky RNG, so I eviscerate on the wrong combo. Here, I would probably have to do 2 dances because my dance dropped, and we're going through Shadow Strike to build and a vis to spend. Yeah, and that go was blades and resonator with full 7-point kidney shot or 7-second kidney shot with a reprimand. So that would have killed anything right there. Like that's so much damage on that go. Okay, and that's generally what you want to do. You want to cheap shot that healer when you can. You want to get that triple CC, kidney shot the kill target, burst hard, and then go from there. All right. So general comps that you're gonna want to play as a sub rogue are RMP, sub RMP. That's basically what I've played. I think that is the best comp. That's probably the comp you want to learn, and the comp that I'm kind of explaining the most in this guide because that's kind of like the meta right now. You can also play Thug Cleave with Survival Hunter. BM Hunter and Marks kind of work, but I think Serve is the best with Thug Cleave with a Holy Priest, and RMP with a Holy Priest and a Fire Mage. You can also play other comps, like those are probably the best 2. You can also try out like Shadow Priest sub HPAL, but it's just better with an Outlaw Rogue, right? It's just, there's just better versions of that comp. You can also try some cheeky stuff like Dancing with the Stars, like Moonkin, Sub Rogue, Holy Pally, or Holy Priest, right? RMP is probably gonna be your bread and butter in terms of those comps. All my macros are listed down below in the description if you want to check them out. I have nothing too crazy. Sap 1, 2, 3. Focus blind, focus kick, focus step, focus kidney, right? It's a lot of the same stuff. You guys know. Now, all of them are listed below if you want to check it out. I do want to explain one macro though. And this one macro I use in almost everything. Shout out to my friend Explicit for showing me this macro. /cast harm target equals target eviscerate. /cast harm target equals target cheap shot. It's in my echoing reprimand. It's in my kidney shot, I think. It is my kidney shot. It's in my Shadow Strike. It's in my backstab. It's in my cheap shot. It's in everything almost. Oh, symbols to tricks your partner too. Tricks into symbols is good. That's linked down below. Why do I use this? Well, when I hit backstab, it does nothing because I don't have a target. That's really good. Why? If someone melds next to a target in blind, in sheep, in gouge, or in trap, you're gonna break CC if you don't use this macro. Now look, if I have backstab here and I don't use the macro, it's gonna automatically, without a target something and break the CC. Say a Hunter Feign Deaths, a Night Elf melds, right? A Rogue vanishes, and you're spamming backstab, you're gonna break a blind. You're just going to. Now with this macro, if someone vanishes, you don't have a target, it's not gonna break CC. It's only gonna work if you have a target. This is huge, very big deal. You can put it in every damaging ability. Abyss, backstab, Shadow Strike, Kidney, Cheap Shot, Echoing Reprimand. Really good macro. Now next, a lot of people asking how I get my insane saps. All right, I have an add-on. It tracks combat. The little X here, it means I'm in combat. It's gonna fade in a second. That means I'm out of combat. This add-on is in Xar mods. Once again, Xar mods, you can Google it, or you can check out my add-ons down below. Under Xar mods, there's a setting called combat indicator. You can see when people are in combat, when they drop combat. When you see someone out of combat, you just sap them because they're out of combat. Easy clap. When you think someone's about to drop, you can put them on your focus. They drop combat, boom, they're out. It'll also work on your main target too. So my main target is in combat because I'm in combat, I'm the main target, and I drop combat now. You see that? Huge. That's how you get the insane saps. That's probably like the #1 add-on for Rogue. Of course, you want probably you want Tell Me When or Weak Auras as well. For add-ons, once again, I have my full Tell Me When linked down below if you guys want to check it out. Tell Me When is very similar to Weak Auras. I have all my offensive tracks here, all my defensive tracked on the row before it. You can set up your own. You don't have to copy mine, but if you want them, they're available. And I have my poisons as well to remind me to put on that crippling and wound poison. There we are. That's the sub-rogue guide, up to date. Up to date. We got the gear, the stats, the priority, the comps, the rotation. You should be knowing how to play sub-rogue now, chat. There we are. We got Roastmaster 0 to Gladiator in like a week and a half. Happy about it. Had such a fun time. Couple shout outs. Shout out to my friend Explicit for teaching me a lot about Rogue. Explicit, if you're watching, thank you, man. Calvish helped me some too. I had a bunch of questions over to Waz. Waz, thank you for helping me with the Roastmaster X. And everyone in the chat, you guys are awesome. Hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment what you want to see in the future. Peace out.